Welcome to the replay. Hey, comparisons are odious. Comparisons are odious. I hope you guys are doing really, really well today. Good to see you. Good to see you. Let me fix this a little bit. Going live. You know what happens when you go live. Things start to happen. Confidence motivation. How to be more confident in everything you do. I am so excited to see you guys. I just want to talk a little bit today about how you can, something that I feel is super strong in how I operate within my zone and how I do my thing. And I feel like a lot of people are talking about this topic, and I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents as well. And, the first thing I want to say is comparisons are odious. What do I mean by comparisons are odious? Come on in, welcome. Let me know where you're joining us from. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts, leave your questions in the comments below. I'm checking them. Hey, Robert, how are you? This is, I feel a lot of people who are. I've been getting a lot of requests from my audience, and I've been getting a lot of requests from my community to do a video like this. And, I think, again, it has everything to do with what my channel is about. The link to my YouTube channel is there in the description on Facebook. We're here on YouTube as well. And, this is something that I really, really hope to God is valuable to you. And I'd love to see your questions. I'd love to see your comments. Let me know if there's anything that I missed. Let me know if there's anything that you want to add. And let me know how do you gain confidence? How do you do what you do so well? And how do you have the bravery and the courage to execute? To me, when I say comparisons are odious, I think what really I see, this is just what I see in my observations. And let me know how the audio is coming through here. In my observations, I see a lot of people are comparing themselves to other people, especially other people in their specific field or their age or their peer groups, what have you. And they're seeing other people doing it, and they're seeing other people doing what they want to do. And so the reaction is, I'm just going to either copy, emulate, or feel defeated because somebody else is already doing it. And there's no point in doing it anyway because somebody's already doing what I want to do. Or they take the reverse route, which is just go on a hating spree. And, which at the root of hate is all, to me, the root of hate is pain. People who are haters, people who hate on you, people who, actually feel the need to devote time to that. Don't take that so seriously. Don't take that personally. Really, those people are just in pain. Really, at the root of all fear, anger, and frustration is pain. And at the root of pain is some sense of frustration or misery or depression. Being somebody who has battled anxiety and depression his whole life, okay, if you don't know my personal story, somebody who has gone through the hell of this dude right here. And this is where all confidence stems from. This is all about internal validation. Internal validation coming from within rather than from without. When we compare ourselves with others, it's external validation. When we really, really investigate, when we really, really probe deeply, we understand that our strength, our problems, our issues, our barriers, they all come, whether we succeed or not, it all comes from in here. And so having battled anxiety and depression, and I know I'm saying that in the past tense, but really, this is an ongoing thing. Thank God I've learned, I've adapted, I've adjusted, I've been able to, become a lot more adept at dealing with my anxiety and my depression through the years. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. That's what I want to talk about in this broadcast. It all comes from this dude right here. It all comes from the little dude that lives inside your head. That's where everything stems. That's where all your problems, all your successes, all your failures, all your issues. And when we compare to other people, this is where confidence can either dwindle or be inflamed. when we compare to other people, when we compare ourselves to other people, or we try to emulate other people, we try to do what other people are doing, or we, that's where the issues can start cooking. And if you're not recognizing that that's the issue, if you're not aware, here's a sort of common denominator, a common word I'm going to be using a lot. If you're not aware that that's what's stifling you, it can kind of sort of cloud you, and it will sort of take over your life without you even knowing it. It's almost like you're in an invisible cage and you don't even realize it. A lot of people are kind of hypnotized by the dude that lives inside your heads, wizardry or sorcery, if you will. And one of the fuels of the eternal doubter, that's the dude I call that lives inside your brain, whose job is just to eternally doubt you. Eternally, his favorite word is can't. Okay, I'm working on something that I've been talking about for a while that I'm going to hunker down and just eventually finish, my big book, The Eternal Doubter, the guy that lives inside your brain. That's where everything comes from. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner that you're aware of that, that's where freedom lies too. So internal validation versus external validation. When we compare ourselves to others, oh, he's doing it. There was a show I just watched for the second time, actually. I watched it a long time ago, but if you know of the show Black Mirror, it's on Netflix. Top of the morning to you guys. Top of the morning, Nez Nation. Good to see you guys. The show Black Mirror, there's an episode called Nosedive, and I think it's so unbelievably accurate to what's happening today and what's happening in our current kind of culture. It's a show, if you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but it's basically a show where, you're being judged by basically what other people think of you, and it really affects everything you do in life, everything from your ability to purchase a home, or your ability to rent a car, or your ability to enter certain, levels of society, get certain perks, and, it's a beautiful sort of class system show that really depicts how society has really moved in that direction of external validation has really sort of usurped or taken over internal validation of what you really truly feel. And it's a great episode. And I think that this is something that's really happening today. I'm guilty of it. I know everybody's guilty of it at some time. And when I post something, when I have worked my butt off on a video or on a live stream or a article, a blog, do I go back and check to see how many likes and how many people have commented? You better believe it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Absolutely I do. But this is natural. This is part of being a human being. But if you get caught up in that web, that everything you do is dependent upon what other people think of you, you'll never win that game. And your confidence will be on very, very fickle, brittle ground. Okay, does that make sense? So the sort of kind of title of this broadcast, the title of this video, those of you watching on the replay, confidence motivation, how to be confident in everything you do, is really just taking the time to be aware. Okay, everybody wants to be liked. Everybody wants to have their content, and everybody wants to have their friends and their network and their peers. Everybody wants to be recognized, appreciated, put on a pedestal. Everybody wants that. Okay, and that's a beautiful thing. I'm not hiding from that. I'm definitely not hiding from that. This is something that I want as well. But there's ways to do that, and if you're laying your confidence, okay, and by the way, just do it. That's the key. So many people are so afraid to put themselves out there. They're so afraid to actually get on and do what they want to do. So they're stuck in this rut. They're stuck in this day-to-day grind, okay? And they don't see any way out. And the only thing that they're focused on is, well, this didn't work out, or I tried to do a live stream, or I tried to create a video, or I tried to create a business, whatever it is, and it didn't work out, and their confidence, well, what was the basis of it not working out? What did you judge its success on? What was the barometer of that success? Was it external or was it internal? My point is this, everybody. You can't please everybody. It's impossible. Don't lay your confidence on brittle territory, on a very, very fickle foundation. You have to understand that it all comes from here. It all comes from within. That's where confidence comes from. You got to believe in what you're doing. You have to have intention. You got to understand that everybody is already taken. There's already people out there doing things. There's already people out there who are doing what you want to do. So what? They're not going to do it exactly the way you do it. So why not do? And by doing, by really practicing, by really experiencing, by failing time and time again, your confidence will slowly build. But if your barometer is what other people think, if your barometer is how other people react, if your barometer is how many likes, how many shares, how many yada, 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 you're in for a real bumpy ride, friends, and I don't want to see that happen to you. You're in for a I think you're in for a real disappointment, a big, big disappointment. You need to understand this one thing. You're an absolute rarity on this planet. You're an absolute rarity. Think about this, guys. Think about this. You literally, just you existing in 2017, or whenever you're watching this, in 3017 if you're watching this, you just being alive is an insane miracle. And I'm not getting evangelical here, just very practical, very down to earth. This is not woo-woo. Think about all the people that had to co-create for you to be here. Your great-great-great-grandfather, your great-great-great-grandmother, your great-great-great, and all down the line. Think of all these people. I mean, the fact that you exist is insane. And there will always be people who are similar to you. There will always be people who are kind of like you, right? They're almost maybe like just a couple chromosomes, a couple molecules off from just like you. But they're not exactly pin by pin, pixel by pixel. There's no way, there's only one you in the universe. There's only one you in the universe. And you exist. You exist. You're alive. And you have a soul, and you have a brain, and you have a heart, and you've got lungs, and you've got blood, and you've got all these beautiful things, these beautiful gifts. You've got the ability to use technology. You've got your 2 cents to throw in the game. Throw them in there. Throw them in there and fail as much as you can. That's okay. So where does confidence come from? How do you get your confidence? Where's this confidence motivation? How to be more confident in everything you do? I can sum it up in one sentence. Okay? Ready? Who's ready for this? I can sum it up in one sentence. Events mean nothing. Events in and of themselves mean absolutely goose egg. Events in and of themselves mean absolutely goose egg. It's your interpretation of those events. It's your characterization of those events. It's your assessment of those events that creates all the misery or creates all the joy in your life. That is it. I'm going to repeat this. Events in and of themselves mean absolutely nothing. Events in and of themselves mean absolutely nothing. It's your interpretation of those events that create every semblance of confidence, chaos, fear, doubt, misery, depression, joy, exuberance in your life. So, for example, that job didn't work out. You didn't get that job. Or you got fired from that job, let's just say, for example. That's an event. That can be a pretty traumatic event, but it doesn't have to be a traumatic event. It doesn't have to be a traumatic event, okay? And by the way, I'm not saying don't be a human being. I'm not saying don't be affected by things. It's impossible not to be affected by things. Be affected by things. Just don't let them get too sticky. When they get sticky is when it gets really tricky. When it sticks, it pollutes every experience you have from here on out, okay? So I'm not saying don't be a human being, okay? But just look at it from a different point of view. And this kind of happens naturally, too. This kind of happens, well, God, I thank God. Like time is a beautiful thing, right? Once time takes its course, you kind of, you end up in a position, you end up in a place that you actually feel fulfilled and purposeful. And then you look back and go, gosh, thank God that job didn't work out. God, that job that I was pining over, that experience that I had, that girl that didn't want to go out with me or what have you, thank God that didn't work out. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now. So events in and of themselves don't necessarily have, actually, they don't have any meaning. Events have zero meaning. We supplant the meaning. We add the meaning to them. And when I say we, the dude in here adds a narrative. Oh, that job didn't work out. Here's the eternal doubter coming in. Ready? Oh, that job didn't work out. Well, you must be an idiot. You must be weak. See, you're not good enough. I told you you're not good enough. If we're not able to recognize that narrative, if we're not able to be aware, present, and really understand that this dude is the biggest bullshit artist on the planet, I mean, this is the crux of the crux. This is what my YouTube channel is all about. This is what my thesis. Forget YouTube channel. This is what my entire purpose is. In spreading my message and helping you discover who you are to share your story. This is me, Professor Nez, Peter Nez. This is me. Really just laying myself bare. This is everything that I'm all about. Why? Because it's something that I experienced. I'll never forget the day, literally, with the help of a lot of great teachers and masters and a shit ton of research. I mean, all my shit's backed up by research. And as I say all the time, I tell all my students, I tell everybody, don't listen to a word I say. Go out there and test this stuff in the real world. What's he talking about, the eternal doubter? What's he talking about, I'm my worst enemy? What's he talking about, internal validation versus external validation? Go check it out for yourself. Go test it. The most liberating, the most joyous, the day that I truly found freedom was when I stopped taking this dude so seriously. When I stopped creating this narrative, creating this false story about who I am based on events that had no meaning of themselves. Events are completely objective. Events that happen in your life are dispassionate. They're non-emotional. They're totally non-subjective. They just happen, right? But the meaning we attach, the emotional meaning that we attach, the narrative that we attach, creates our entire reality. And it can either burn up your confidence, it can throw your confidence in the fire pit, okay? Because confidence is really everything. Confidence is an energy. Confidence is a vibe. It's a feeling that flows through you. It's really a fuel source, confidence, right? So this is why this is such an important video. This is why this is such an important broadcast, is because, everything you do can be really contingent upon how confident you are in executing it. It's one thing to have an idea. It's one thing to have a plan. It's one thing to have a sort of mode of attack or an offense, but it's how you execute it too, right? Like when I get on a sales call with my clients, in the beginning, I had this much confidence. And I didn't close, right? I wasn't able to accrue any clients for my coaching business and my consulting business. But the more that I did it, the more that I experienced, the more that I practiced, the more that I failed, the better I got because I believed in what I was doing. I knew I was going to help people. The results they spoke for themselves. And I learned to actually love. Hey, 3 a.m., where are you, Simple Device? I learned to love. Yeah. No, you don't need to sleep. Keep checking this out. I learned to love the sales call. I learned to love because it was something I believed in, and the confidence oozed through the phone, right? Confidence, motivation, how to be more confident in everything you do. Stop comparing yourself to others. Everybody has their own thing. Even if they seem like they're doing exactly what you're doing, it's literally, physically, scientifically impossible for them to execute anything the exact same way as you because they're different. Whether you like it or not, they're different. There may be a lot of similarities. There's people who are similar to you out there in the world, but nobody's exactly like you. Impossible. Simple device. How's my audio coming through? Is my audio coming through okay? Don't compare yourself to anybody. B, events, or number two. So number one, don't compare yourself. Number two, events in and of themselves are meaningless. It's the meaning you attach to events that makes all the difference. So change the narrative. So the next time something doesn't go your way, right? I had a great master once tell me, everything is a teacher. Everything is a teacher. Every mosquito bite, every traffic jam, every, bump, every bruise, every scar, everything's a teacher. So events in and of themselves are meaningless. It's the meaning, it's the story we create about that event that creates either all the confidence in the world or can turn you into a gnat. That's number two. Okay, so number one, don't compare yourself. Number two, change the narrative. Change it. And number three, practice your ass off. Just keep doing it. If you believe in it, if you believe in what you're doing, keep doing it. And I promise you, you will succeed, and the confidence will be oozing out of you. How do you find something that you believe in? I think you just have to try. You have to try different things. Be open, be receptive, be malleable in your thinking. I did an entire video on being like water, the sort of inspired by Bruce Lee. Be adaptive. Try different things. It's okay to fail. It's not the event itself. It's what you define. It's how you interpret the event. It's the meaning you derive from the event that makes all the difference in the world. And watch that confidence. It'll be a deluge of confidence. It'll be a tsunami of confidence that just fills you up. These three things. Don't forget. Number one, stop comparing yourself. Number two, what the hell was number two again? Oh, events in and of themselves are meaningless. Okay, events in and of themselves are meaningless. Be careful of the narrative you're creating about that event. And number three, just do it and do it and do it again. And then do it 1,000,000 times more. Do it as much as you can. Practice. Think of the long game. The long game is everything. The long game is what it's all about. Just practice. Okay, Michael Jordan did not become Michael Jordan overnight. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. Keep doing it. Keep practicing. Stop comparing yourself. And don't let this dude win. He is the ultimate politician. He is the ultimate persuader. He's the ultimate salesman. He's so good he can actually convince you that reflection in the mirror is the ugliest thing that has ever been invented. And you know that shit ain't true. Don't listen to this dude. Listen to this dude. Who am I pointing at? I'm pointing at my heart right now. You want to know what the most amazing spiritual quest is? It's literally three feet from this dude to this dude, and you'll never lose. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Please share this out. Please share this out with somebody who could use this. The first here's a perfect example. The first maybe 5-6 minutes of this video, of this broadcast, I mean, at least that's how I felt. But the rest of it is gold. The rest of it is gold. But the first 5 to 6 minutes, I'm just sort of getting warmed up. Too much coffee, maybe. Maybe too much coffee. I'm not afraid of failure. Does it feel like shit? Yes. Does it suck? Yes. But that's the way it is. That's okay. That's all right. It's not the end of the world. Again, events in and of themselves are meaningless. How do you interpret those events? That makes all the difference in the world. I've left the link, those of you on YouTube, on Facebook, I've left the link to my YouTube channel. I would love for you to go click subscribe. Please go click on that link right now in the description and subscribe to this channel. Those of you who are watching me new on YouTube, if you're interested in discovering who you truly are, videos about mindset, communication, 21st century digital storytelling, videos that are helpful, motivational, educational, informative, and fun. I hope they're fun. Please consider subscribing. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It's all free. Free video, no ads. I don't put any ads on them. Come check them out. Let me know what you think. Leave comments. I would really, really appreciate it. I love to share and inspire. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. I can't not do it. People are going to come and give you all sorts of advice. People are going to come and tell you, this is what you need to do. This is what you should do. Listen. Heed them. But don't take them for gospel. Listen. Heed them. But don't take them for gospel. Remember, separate the two. Internal validation versus external validation. If you're constantly using the barometer of external likes, comments, people liking you, people not liking you, people telling you you're a success, people not telling you you're a success, events, you're going to be going like this your entire life. You're going to be on this depression roller coaster, and it's mostly going to be going down. But if you use the internal barometer, you really, truly believe what you're doing is a beautiful thing. What you're doing is something that aligns with your vision, with your purpose, and you're passionate about it, and you love it, and it possesses you. It possesses you. It takes over. You have no control. It itches. It's itch. I gotta get on here, right? I'm about to take the weekend off right now, but I had to get on here. I hadn't done a video in a while. It's an addiction. It's an obsession. I'm possessed. I'm possessed. I'm possessed. I love that line in Martin. That's a shout out to Martin Short from Inner Space. I'm possessed. I'm possessed when I do this stuff. I love it. I live it. And I believe in it. I don't give a jack if nobody likes it. I don't give a jack what all y'all think. I know who I am. I'm very self-aware. I know what I bring to the table. I know what kind of value I bring. So please consider subscribing. It would really, really mean a lot to me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. And a few things, too. I'm also hosting a podcast, which we have a YouTube channel called The Digital Entrepreneur Show. And you'll find that on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist for that. If you're interested in growing your online business, if you're interested in methods, tactics, strategies, and best practices in the digital online space on how to grow you, your brand, or your business in the online ecosphere, you got to subscribe to that. We're on SoundCloud. We're on iTunes. It's called The Digital Entrepreneur Show. You'll see links on my YouTube channel. You'll see a playlist on my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to that as well. Let me know in the comments below, how do you gain confidence? What are your thoughts on confidence? What'd you think of this video? What'd you think of this broadcast? Was it shit? Did you get any value out of it? I want to hear it. Hey, Professor Nez, you suck. That's okay. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I would love to hear your thoughts. I appreciate it. Leave it in the comments below, and I'll come back and check it out. If you have any tips, if you have any strategies, anything that you feel really helps you to be more confident in everything that you do, notice how I said in everything that you do, because I see a lot of people saying, well, how to be more confident in front of the camera, which is cool. I'm not judging. How to be more confident in business, how to be more confident in, how to be more confident in online, or how to be more confident in a live stream. And that's fine. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like it's all related. It's all interconnected. Like, you can't be just confident in business and then in life you're a squirrel. You can't just be a squirrel in life and then you know, or vice versa. I lost it there. I think it's all connected. I think your business sort of representation, manifestation, and your personal manifestation need to be connected. I mean, they're all connected. You can't just, okay, I'm going to be shit in life, but I'm going to really crush it in business, or I'm going to crush it in life and just be a shitty used car salesman in business. I don't see how those two are not related. So I've said everything you do because it's all connected. It is all connected. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And go out there and do it. Don't let anybody tell you you can't, especially the dude that lives inside here. Go out there and do it. Go out there and fail. Fail as much as you have to. Because eventually those failures, okay, because you had the balls to fail. If you have the balls to fail, you'll have the balls to succeed. If you have the balls to fail, because there is such a thing as being afraid of success. Some people, they work their whole lives. They get to the mountain, right? And mountain is a stupid word, but just for communication's sake. They get to the mountain, they get to the gate, and the gatekeeper saying, come on in, you made it, and they're afraid to walk through the gate. If you have the balls to fail, you'll have the balls to succeed. So have the balls to fail first, and everything will fall into place. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to leave those comments. I want to hear from you. What's your confidence motivation? How are you more confident? Thank you, guys. Take care.